Good evening to all of our Stop Common Core bots out there. I don't know why I'm bothering appearing talking to inanimate objects, but anyway, for those of you that are actually here and actually live, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. Folks, a lot of work goes into this, and let me just give a shout out to some of the players that are in the that carry out some of the duties. Terry G. Wright put all this together, but she didn't do it by herself. Without your support and the support of others, it could not have happened. The featured tweets that you see that have been going out like crazy are harvested. Terry finds them, but Barbara, Sunbelt Girl, actually takes those tweets and gets them on the screen. Okay, and it's a lot of work, folks. I've done it. Anyway, I wanted to say thank you, and I wanted to call your attention. Now, before we get started, I'm going to suggest that you do something that I never suggest you do. Down at the lower right of the screen, over there, there's a little square. And if you press that little square, this will go full screen. So I normally don't advise people to leave the chat room, so to speak. But if you'll do that, I'm going to share with you the statistics, and we're going to drill down and explain some of the things that are going on, because we do actually measure how we're doing. And if we were not doing good, I would tell you so. But we're doing great. So if I may, I hope you have this full screen, otherwise you're watching it the size of a postage stamp. But in any event, if you click on that statistics button, many of you have done that. I've put the link in the chat room quite a bit. You will find our graph. And as you can tell, if you hover over the graph, you'll see that now this is time zone sensitive, so your numbers may be slightly different depending on what time zone you're in. But so far, we have in excess of 8,300 Stop Common Core tweets. And then underneath that, you see it made 51 million plus impressions. So one of the questions we got in the chat room is, what is an impression? There sure are a lot of them. Well, each of those 8,385 tweets was dispatched by somebody who has a number of followers. So if a tweet goes out and that person has 250 followers, that tweet made 250 impressions on Twitter timelines. Now, that does not by any means imply that 250 people saw it. It means that 250 people could have seen it. And you say, well, why are you quoting these, large numbers? Well, one, it's the only metric that we have. But number two, it's a solid metric. Newspapers do it all the time. They say we have a circulation of, and then they'll have some large number. But of course, that doesn't mean that if you had an ad in that newspaper, that many people saw your ad, but at least they could have. So we do keep track of impressions. And now what's fun, if you kind of poke around here, you can find out if you click on any of the graph bars, it will tell you hour by hour how many tweets there were. Now, of course, the obvious interesting thing is, boy, at 9 o'clock, it took off like a rocket. Well, that's because, guess what? A lot of people think our hashtag rallies start at 9 p.m. No, the rally started at midnight on Twitter, but our live venue here and the event, the things that we do here. Also, thanks to Terry G. Wright for playing our videos tonight. And that's another task that somebody has to do, but it's a lot of fun. Now, if you wanted to, I'm not recommending it, but you can click on any particular hour and you can find out, you'll see each tweet. That is really going way too far, but you can do it. But an interesting thing, once you get to the hourly, there's a little link right above the graph that says rally participants. And what it does is it tells you what Twitter accounts have dispatched at least one featured tweet from our event. And they're ranked in order of most tweeted to least tweeted. So we've got a total of 97 individual Twitter accounts that have participated in today's Stop Common Core hashtag rally. Our top tweeter is Yellow Eyes with 252 tweets. Now, if you don't believe that, you can actually click on that 252 and up will come a search of the tweets from that Twitter user, and there they are, folks. They're right there. And if you want to go count them and debate the number, go right ahead. So as you can see, we've got solid participation from people, most people tweeting well over 50. And many tweets are scheduled and have not yet gone out. Again, many people think our rally starts at 9 p.m. So they begin scheduling tweets about that time. Well, great. Glad to have it. It's going to be putting points on the scoreboard for tomorrow, but we're certainly glad to have everybody's participation whenever they can tweet. Now, to give you an idea of that, I'm going to take you to another page that nobody knows exists. And let me refresh this page, and I'll try to describe to you. I keep this page open in my browser all the time and refresh it all the time, and I'm quite addicted to it, you might say. I probably shouldn't have refreshed it because it sure is taking its jolly time. Let me try again. There we go. Up the little red thing, that's not that significant. There's been that's a total number of hits on the various pages on the PJNET website, and how many of those hits were from a unique visitor. The black section ranks the top 10 visited pages on the PatriotJournalist.com website. And at number 1 is, guess what? The action page. It has got double the number of hits of our homepage, which is number 2. Our tracking page is number 3, as well as our page the tweet scheduler. So that's what the black section is. It just ranks how popular, what are the top 10 most visited pages on the PatriotJournalist.com website. Now, the white section is the most recent visits to the PatriotJournalist.com website. And number 1, or the most recently visited, was, guess what? The action page. Prior to that, the schedule page, the home page. And we have some of them here. I'll kind of highlight it in blue. The tracking page where the sequence number equals 24, that means they're looking at the hashtag graph for Stop Common Core. Okay? And that's kind of a quick review of that page. I'll go ahead and close that. But the bottom line is, folks, no matter how you slice it, what you all have done here is a Herculean effort, and I applaud you. And there's a lot of thanks to go around. But without you individually, each and every one of you, without your participation, all of the work that is done by the leadership team to bring this event to you and make it available is for naught. It is literally of no value if you, each individual owner of each individual Twitter account, doesn't actually go in spite of some of the things you might have read, unless the owner of a real Twitter account goes in and really volitionally and kinetically takes an action, no tweet goes out. And they have to do it for each tweet. There is no select all. Okay, you got to do it for each one. And none of them are selected by default. So, folks, it is you. And I think what we're seeing here is a revitalization of the Stop Common Core movement, which has been pretty much in remission since the Senate passed the bill. And I'm very excited about what's happening. And if we have to take this on state by state, well, that is exactly what we will do. And I just want you to know, and I want it to go on record that I know that PJNET stands with you, and we will bring all of the resources that we have to bear on getting Common Core out of every school system and excising it from our children's minds and bodies and from our schools. So Can't do that without you, but we can give you the tools. We can give you the ammunition. We can review these statistical results. And folks, I want to emphasize that if all we do is jack the numbers up and then they just fall flat, and then until we do another rally and jack them up again, folks, for this to work, let me just, while I got you, let me share something with you. Let's take a hashtag such as Empower. And you can slide this little slider along the bottom. We launched the Empower project back in January, but these statistics start on the 20th. But you can kind of see from the spikes in here when we're holding a rally. We do them on Sunday night. By the way, folks, we have rallies here 6 nights per week. Tomorrow night's the only night we have off. But we invite you to come back. We have several. It's a different theme every night, but chances are that you'll enjoy those. But I want you to notice something that we look at in our analytics. First of all, the spikes are going up. We started out 1,800, 2,700. If I come over to today, more recently, those numbers are up near 5,000. Okay, but that's the impressive thing that everybody sees is the spikes. What we're interested in, folks, is what's happening with that hashtag when there is not a rally. In other words, write this down. Burn this into your soul. The purpose of these hashtag rallies is not just to spike the hashtag. The reason we spike the hashtag is that we want to make it visible so that Twitter users out there will see it and identify with that movement, and then begin using that hashtag organically and spontaneously in their own tweets, even when we're not having a rally. Isn't that beautiful? Folks, that's the Holy Grail, and we can do it. But we can't do it without having hashtag rallies to begin with, and we've had 2 this week. Folks, we are ready. I think the time is now. I think that the environment, for the first time, the skies are breaking a little bit, and I see some blue sky out there. I think the winds are calming to where we can set sail again and right this ship and turn it in the right direction. So, folks, I can't say thank you enough, and I just so much appreciate the time and the sacrifice of each and every one, whether you are serving in a leadership capacity or whether you're just here clicking buttons. Folks, it takes all of us. There are so many elements to this enterprise, and as a team, we can pull this off in a way that none of us individually could, and we can be a part of something, and we can tell our grandchildren, that we did something about it. And that's a moment that I think that I certainly cherish and say I didn't sit on the sideline and watch it. I got out on the field and played, and that's what you all do, and I love you for it. Thank you again. I'm starting to ramble, I know, but it's late at night. But thanks for staying with us, and we hope that we can do this again and again. I hope we can stop doing this because I hope we're successful and we don't have to do any more. How's that? We'll end on that. Have a good night, folks.